This is our last one, right?
It is.
Great. Yeah. The pressure's on.
I'm not ready.
Rachel Hopkins is the newest member of the New Hampshire School Library Media Association Board. She's the librarian at Salem High School, just returned from a tour of Iceland. Lucky her.
Are we going to see those slides?
Yay. Please welcome Rachel Hopkins.
Okay, so we're talking a lot about change, and our libraries are becoming very active, collaborative places, maker spaces, learning commons. But I want us to reflect for a few minutes on why it is still important that we have some quiet in the library, okay? So bear with me, right? I read this book last year, probably many of you have. Put it in the hands of your extroverted teachers, okay? Because there is some powerful stuff in there. My son and I are challenged constantly living in this extroverted world. And so here we are in Iceland, a great place for introverts. When he started preschool, his extroverted, loud, boisterous teacher referred him to special ed. She thought he was a selected need. He was just overwhelmed. He couldn't talk to her because she was so loud, and he just struggled with it daily. So he was fine. Just a simple diagram. What an introvert means is we need time to recharge on our own. We need quiet. Extroverts, you recharge with people who are like you. It's a continuum. There's no set statistics on how many are introverts, anywhere from a half to a third of the population. Okay, so here is our quintessential introvert. We speak softly. We pause to hunt for words, so this is not a good presentation style for us. We feel tired. I'm going to go home and take a nap after this. And we're observers. And this is challenging. We live in a culture of personality. We are bombarded with reality TV shows where people are, going out there, going crazy. We're social media where people are sharing everything. So this is a challenging time to be an introvert. These extroverts have kind of created this world. And yet research done on leadership shows that many CEOs from large successful companies, here are the characteristics that they have. We must, to foster creativity and problem solving, have quiet to do that. Okay, but think about the day a student experiences. They get on a bus, and my son's bus driver is playing loud music. There are kids on that bus talking loudly. This is my hallway. It is crowded. People are yelling, screaming, rushing fast to get to where they need to be. There are bells going off. You're thinking about those, right? And of course the lunchroom. Oh, I shudder every time, and I thank God that I'm no longer in high school when I walk by the lunchroom. Because our introverts, they need quiet. They need time to reflect on what they're learning. They need some privacy. So how do we as librarians give them a refuge? Because there's really nowhere else in the school, I think, that can provide, maybe the bathroom stall, that kind of refuge for our students. Okay, so if you're a gardener, you might recognize this is a passion flower. If there's one thing I firmly believe in, I believe that libraries are about instilling passion and wonder within our students. That's how we connect with the introverts. We find out what they're interested in, and we use that to connect with them. All right, teamwork. Together we can get ahead. So when you are collaborating with teachers to design projects, Don't just say, okay, let's make this a group project. Make sure there's a true reason for it to be a group project, not that people are just coming together and patchworking stuff. Make group work, talk about the process with your students so people understand how to be good group members. Okay, so I talked about this culture of personality and technology. Well, these technology tools can be beneficial for our introverts. Okay, so 2 days from now, check out the library hashtag, library camp that we're using, because I have been reflecting and will probably be posting something. Because introverts, I'm sorry, that minute you give us after and you ask a question, it's not long enough. I need a night, I need a few days to reflect on your questions. And so those technologies are perfect for introverts to participate. Think about how they can participate in different ways. Okay, so now we're going to look at sort of the physical. This is my library. It's one huge space and I love it, but I really want to make it a safe place for our introverts. So I've tried to create, cozy reading nooks. I've made it available for students to come during lunchtime, but I am really challenged with how to do that. Think about when you walk through your halls, what do you see? In my school, pictures of athletes and trophies are plastered everywhere. A cultural anthropologist say, your school values athletes. What can I do as a librarian to make sure that those other students are valued? What kind of artifacts can I put up? When you look at purchasing new furniture, make sure it can move, maybe your shelves or your chairs. Let that student create their own little private space, if they can, if you can allow for it. Put stuff on wheels, have technology that students can take to little corners and sort of refresh themselves, because the last thing an introvert wants to do is be on display. All right, so I'm almost done. So I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite bloggers, KM Librarian. She reflected on this book, and what she stated is something I want you to think about. Is, quote, my ideal library is one with room for both active collaboration and quiet contemplation. So how can we achieve that? And these were just a couple books I came across when I was researching about it. I thought it looked interesting. So, thank you.
Wow.